Hey guys, so I'm actually in the process of setting up Azure AD Connect in the lab, so I decided to actually record this so that I can have a reference in the future, or if somebody's trying to do the same, they will have some kind of idea how it works. So basically, there's a few requirements that you need to have, right? Uh, First, obviously, you have an maybe I can draw this one first. Uh, Basically, let's say you have Azure, right? So Azure is basically a cloud provider by Microsoft, and obviously everything here is in the internet, right? So this is in the internet. Uh, and let's say you have existing user like on-prem, and let's say this is your on-prem, and uh, yeah, this is, let's say, your on-prem, and you have AD Connect is basically used to synchronize users or objects, I would say, from AD to Azure AD. Okay, so if you wanna do uh, one-way synchronization, it can actually also do two-way uh, synchronization. And when I say object, it's basically like user account, computer account, groups, devices, um, and let's go to the actual prerequisite. And this is straight from Microsoft documentation. Basically, obviously, you need to have an Azure tenant and an on-prem AD. Okay, this is on-prem AD, and first thing you need to make sure is uh, garbage in your on-prem AD, because you're gonna be synchronizing using UPN, which is the a unique identifier, or it's like a username for the user. So those obviously needs to be unique, and then you need to obviously have the AD Connect server, the one here in the middle. So this is gonna be actually a server which is residing here, okay, on-prem. Okay, and obviously there are some script that's running there, so you need to make sure that your execution is set up for remote sign so it can run those script. And obviously you need to make sure it's hardened, you have some monitoring on it, some backup, it's domain joined, and currently it's only supported on 2016 and above, so it's not supported on 2012 or 2022. Well, I'm talking about the Windows Server version. Okay, for the actual account that you use to install and configure this, you need to have a global admin account in Azure AD and an enterprise admin account in AD itself. And also see there's like connectivity. You need to make sure that uh, this AD Connect here can talk to your AD, right? So without restriction, right? So there are some specific requirement like RPC, etc., right? And then obviously this guy needs to also talk to Azure AD, and this is normally using HTTPS, which is the secure HTTP. Okay, so let's dive into it now. I'm gonna have a setup here right now, and this is I did mention it's only supported in 2019, but I did see people using 2020 and it does work, but obviously if you're setting this up in production, make sure to use only 2020 or 2019. Okay, first thing is actually you need to go to your Azure folder and download the binary. And this is basically my global admin account, global admin cloud account. So I have this set up to MFA, and that's really default for any global admin account in Microsoft tenant, Azure AD tenant. So now basically search for AD Connect. So by the way, there's are few options that you can use to synchronize your user to Azure AD. One option is the Azure AD Cloud Sync, and that is basically a lightweight version. Okay, so let me download AD Connect. Current version is 2.20. So while that's downloading, let's check a different version. So 2.20 is the latest one, as you can see here. Release for download. Okay. There also this option for like auto upgrade, and you will see it. It's see this one, release for download and auto upgrade. So if you set up auto upgrade, it won't install the latest and greatest. It will install whatever it's the version that it's applicable for it. Normally it's not the latest and greatest. And yeah, right now I actually have Azure AD Connect set up, but I'm trying to do a what you call a swing upgrade or parallel upgrade. So basically I'm installing a new one on a new server, and will basically make that active. I'm doing that so that because sometimes when you do an upgrade, it's pretty messy. So in case the upgrade fails, there's no way to roll back, right? So with this type of methods of upgrading, it's easy to roll back, because you're setting up a new one. If the new one doesn't work, just go back to the old one. Okay, so it's available now, so I'm just gonna open this file. Let's minimize this. Okay, so welcome to Azure AD Connect. Run this installation tour on the server where the single servers will be installed. Guide you. Okay, so we need to agree on this one. Yeah, so the recommender is the express setting. So basically, if you have less than 100,000 object, should be fine to use the express setting. And this is the most simplest, the easiest, the best option for you, unless you have a specific requirement. Okay, so it detected the actual AD forest and domain, which is ad.xel.xyz. So initial synchronization, all reviews enable auto upgrade. Yep, this is all good. Okay, so this is where you actually enter the Azure AD Global Administrator, and it needs to be a cloud account. You just need to re-enter it. This is because of the MFA that I set up for this account. And now this is for the AD account, which needs to have an enterprise admin permission.
Tapos ka na? Ay.
So these are not the same account, okay guys, but obviously I use the same username, but they're not the same. The other one is on cloud, this one's on-prem. Okay, so this one, basically what I recommend is to uncheck this so that you can validate some settings. Okay, so this is basically when you do this, this is like on staging mode. Install. Okay, so what it does is actually installing a SQL 2019 Express on the server itself, and it's a local database, and yeah, that's why there's a limitation of 100,000 object, or I think it's like 10 GB. And once this complete, basically that completes the installation, and I'll create another video for the actual configuration and showing you all the settings, explaining to you the settings that you need to do. So yeah, so I guess wait for part 2 and I'll just finish this installation.